So it is Tuesday after hours, and Netflix just reported earnings. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to profit on this tomorrow. I'm going to show you step by step. I'm going to show you your probabilities, examples, calculations, literally everything you need to know to walk away with profit tomorrow on this trade. So guys, this will be the best video you've ever seen if you're a trader. So let's dive straight into it, guys. I'm going to show you how to profit on this Wednesday morning. Obviously, they just reported after hours here Tuesday. We also had Chipotle Mexican Grill and Intuitive Surgical, but obviously the main focus of this video being on Netflix. We're getting right into it right now, guys. Crash trading Netflix analysis, diving straight into the data. Here was the last earnings report that Netflix had. You can see they had good numbers. They beat EPS and revenue, right? So here's a great example of Netflix having fantastic earnings results, yet they still drop. Okay, so you're going to see last time Netflix reported earnings, they gapped down. And if you wanted to profit on this as a trader, your primary strategy would have been to short the bounce. Okay, so it gaps down, you short the bounce, it drops, you collect your profits. Next example, Netflix reporting earnings here on January 19th. This should say 2021. They gap up. Now, you had two options as a trader. You could have bought either calls on the dip, okay, which would have then led to a 30-point rise, which would have been phenomenally profitable for you, or you could have shorted the bounce and held those puts into the following days for a 70-point drop from 590 to 520. So there's two options here. You could have bought calls or you could have bought puts depending on your execution, but we're going to say here that this could have been either, right? So short the bounce, drop. Third example, you're going to see Netflix reported earnings. They missed the EPS pretty badly here. They gap down, short the bounce, drop. Okay, so this is three earnings reports from Netflix. We can see sometimes they missed earnings, sometimes they beat the earnings. But what has been the primary strategy every single time as a trader? You wanted to do what? Short the bounce. Okay, so look, 420, 2020, short the bounce, drop, short the bounce, drop, short the bounce, drop, and next example, 7/16, 2020, gaps down, short the bounce, drop. Next example, okay, that's our fourth example. That's 4 straight Netflix earnings where you wanted to do what? Short the bounce. All right, next example, 4/21, Netflix gaps down here. What do you want to do? Short the bounce, drops. Next example, Netflix has fantastic results here, 145% beat on EPS. Nonetheless, they gap down, you short the bounce, it drops. Next example, Netflix beats earnings and tiny miss on revenue ultimately leads to a major gap up. Guess what? You short the damn bounce, it drops from 310 points down to 270. Guys, that's a 40-point move. That's what? A 12% drop in a matter of just 3 days. Once again, what do you want to do? Short the damn bounce. Next example, Netflix, has regular numbers. Okay, significant gap down, short the bounce, hold those puts, drops. Another fantastic trade. So what are you seeing every single time Netflix does what? It gaps up or down. Doesn't really matter. What do you want to freaking do? Short the freaking bounce, guys. It's really that simple. Netflix here, phenomenal numbers, gaps up, short the bounce, drop. What more do you need to know, guys? At this point, we're going to dive into some more advanced stuff here. This following clip is going to be breaking down these calculations you're seeing here in front of you. Guys, if you're a trader, this part is going to be awesome, okay, because there's nobody else who does it like us here, and this is going to be fantastic, okay? So if you're someone who, you're kind of new to trading, you might be a little confused, but guys, this is going to be a huge learning opportunity for you if you're a trader. Okay, so you got an 89% put bias, 21.2 DTR. I'm going to explain what all these calculations are exactly here in just a sec. Crash trading equation, signals of 5.71%. I'll show you what that is later. Probability of continuation, 55%, and we're expecting a finish at 560 or 500. Now, this is dependent on whether it's a bullish or a bearish case. We are expecting bearish price action, so When you're actually going to come over here to think or swim, you can see we've got these two equation lines. Okay, so this upper equation line signals a rise to 560, right? 560. Expect to finish 500. That's going to be our second equation line right here. Okay, so basically, this is where we're expecting to finish tomorrow. Now, this is a rough estimate. It's a rough equation, and these are not to be followed blindly. Okay, so this equation's beautiful. It can oftentimes be very, very accurate, but now let's be real here. Okay, so we're at 535 right now. So let's say we open at 535 and we're going to short the bounce and it's going to drop. Well, think about it. If it's at 535, bounces to 545, and then it drops, does it really make sense that we're going to get a 45-point drop from 545 all the way down to 500? No, that would be pretty improbable, okay? And so this is going to be a case in where the crash trading equation isn't necessarily going to be the most effective tool, okay? But it is very effective in most instances. I don't think it's going to be the most, effective tool today, though, okay? So keep that in mind. Usually though, for example, let's say Netflix gap down a little bit to 520, okay, and then we had this equation line of 500. Well, that makes a lot of sense if it dropped from 520 down to 500. So that's how the equation line would be used. It's kind of used as gravity, okay? So, if it's a bullish case, then you're going to gravitate towards the bullish target. And if it's a bearish case, you're going to gravitate towards the bearish target. So ultimately, that gravity is still pulling on the price here based on our equation, which is highly effective and works, over 80% of the time. Okay, so although it's going to bounce, once again, where's the gravity? Most likely it's going to be down. Why? Because once again, you want to short Netflix pretty much every single time after earnings, okay? And you see that through these examples here. Short the bounce drop, short the bounce drop, short the bounce drop, right? So you get the point here, right? So hopefully that makes sense. These are two targets. I don't think either will be reached unless we get a significant pre-market move. But 500 is the gravitational pull to where we expect prices to kind of obviously gravitate to, right? So keep that in mind, all right? Now let's get into here the average DTR. Now DTR stands for daily trading range. What that means is you're taking a measure from the high of day to the low of day. Okay, so let's say intraday tomorrow you see Netflix hit a high of 539, 540. Okay, let's do 540. Well, if that's going to be the high of day and you can, pinpoint that and say, you know what, I think 540 is the top. I think that's the highest Netflix is going to go today. Well, you're going to take the average DTR, which is 21.2. You're going to subtract that from 540. 540 minus 21 is going to get you to what? 519, okay? So basically, once you can identify the high of day, you would use the average DTR to get a rough estimate on what exactly is the magnitude of the move you're expecting. So this is kind of like a cheat code, okay? Because once you can identify the top or what's likely to be the high of day, you can very easily quantify the magnitude of the move. And magnitude is extremely important when you're trading options because you want to know not just is it going to go up or down, but by how much is it going to go up or down, guys. That's what separates you from being, some average Joe trader to being a fantastic trader. And that's another very important calculation we use. So remember, when you can identify the high of day, try to subtract this average DTR to get a rough estimate on what the price range will be for tomorrow. Okay, so guys, we've got a 55% probability for a continuation. What that means is, like right here, right? You can see the first day you short it, but did you want to hold that short into the second day? No, you didn't, right? Because the next day was actually a green day, okay? Right here, you short it. Do you want to hold it into the next day? Yes, you do. Okay, so this is what we call a bearish continuation because price action obviously remains bearish. It continues bearish. So it would be very profitable to hold your puts and continue short on this trade. Whereas here, you don't want to stay short. Okay, so the probability for a continuation, meaning what is the probable outcome or what is the likelihood that you should be holding your puts for more than just one day to actually hold it into the next day, is only a 55% chance, okay, that you get 2 straight down days here in Netflix. So it is something to keep in mind, okay? Overall, you are slightly more probable of a bearish continuation. So let's say you're trying to decide tomorrow, hey, should I hold these puts into Wednesday? Should I hold these into the next day? just keep in mind the probability continuation, it's not the highest, but it is slightly towards your favor. Okay, so keep that in mind, guys. That is what we're expecting here in Netflix for tomorrow. So as you can tell, guys, it's an extremely high probability trade. But let's set things straight here before we take this trade. The market doesn't owe you shit. The market can do whatever it wants to do, and the market doesn't have to behave the way we expect it to behave. Nothing is guaranteed in the damn market. Okay, let's get that straight. Okay, so before you enter this trade tomorrow, if you plan to enter it, you got to realize, okay, no matter how high the probabilities are, you're always going to have a chance of losing. You're never going to have 100% chance of winning, right? Here, we know our probabilities of winning are 89% on the short side, okay? You can still mess that up even if it drops, right? Let's say you go in with too big of a position size, right? Let's say you went crazy. Let's say you put $100,000 in a trade and it bounces a little and you see you're down $20,000 or something, right? And then it dumps off. But let's say you panic sell, right? So position sizing, all these things, there are so many factors that can still mess you up. You need to realize that. So no matter how damn good the trade is, no matter how accurate our calculations and our probabilities may be, always remember, you still got a chance to lose. Okay, so at the end of the day, before you enter, you got to understand what is your max loss. What are you comfortable and willing to lose, guys, for a trade of this caliber? And you set the trade and you let it go. No second guessing yourself, no questioning yourself. Get the fear out of the equation. You need to trade this without emotion, because what do we have here? We have high probability. We have stats on our side. We have evidence on our side. And as you can see, literally 9 times out of 10, that's going to win it for you, okay? But if you're going to let your emotions creep in, if you're going to let doubt come in, if you're going to be fearful, you will probably still find a way to mess this up, okay? And we already have a 10% chance that, just shit doesn't work out, right? That's the nature of the market. Nothing is fucking guaranteed. Okay, so if you've made it to the end, I know you're serious and I know you're thinking about taking this trade. So remember, I don't care how damn confident you are in this trade, because you can tell I love this trade. This is my favorite stock to trade after earnings, to be honest. Because once again, I've just hit this thing over and over and over for years now, and I still understand. Okay, yeah, it's worked for years for me. Does that mean it's going to work tomorrow? Absolutely not. Okay, so you have to understand. You have to be objective. And just understand. Always got a chance to lose. And I know I sound like a broken record here, but some people can get a little crazy and they can go too big. And guys, at the end of the day, once again, nothing is guaranteed. Okay, so that is your trade for tomorrow, guys. I'll be honest with you. My hope is, look, it's a fantastic trade. 9 times out of 10, you're going to win it. And I know that a lot of you guys are going to come out with substantial profits and you're going to do phenomenal. That's why I put out this video. Okay, and my hope is that you understand, look, this is just one trade. Okay, if you want to do this consistently, if you want to, really time it correctly, know when to get in, when to get out, you'll join our coaching program where I show you exactly when to get in, exactly when to get out, where you get that individual coaching and learn how to do this with me. Okay, so guys, that's my plan. Is, look, you make a shit ton of money. I hope you would be smart and reinvest it into our program and actually do this on a consistent basis instead of just waiting for me to post a video, once every 4 months on an awesome trade like this. Okay, guys, so I'm looking forward to it. I wish everyone the best of luck, but at the end of the day, be objective and realize the market doesn't owe you shit. Okay, so guys, if you made it to the end, please drop a like on this video. You got to realize this is a very niche focused video. Like, there are very few people who are actually going to be willing, ready, and able to trade Netflix tomorrow. So videos like this, although they're fantastic, they're phenomenal. This is my favorite type of video to do. It just doesn't reach a broad audience. It's not going to get the views, the attention that it should, right? For example, making a video about Bitcoin would get a lot more views, okay? But this is for those guys out there who are serious traders, man. This is for you, okay? So I really hope you take advantage. I hope we kill it tomorrow. As a matter of fact, I don't hope, I don't really hope. I mean, I hope other people get the success that I'm wishing for them. But at the end of the day, I don't hope for the trade. I just know that I've got a very high probability trade, and that's what trading is about. It's trading with an edge, understanding and accepting your losses, right? Losses are part of the game, but at the end of the day, right, we can't guarantee the result of the trade, but what we can guarantee is that we've done our homework and we've got a fantastic chance to come out on top. It's that simple. So trade with an edge, trade with a coach is even better, guys. And I hope you guys rock and roll, because I definitely will be, especially with our members and students tomorrow. It's going to be fantastic. So this is the start of the earnings season. It's only the beginning. Now, I can't promise these videos too often, okay? But basically, consider this a free trial of what it's like to trade with a coach, where you get these game plans and you're absolutely on top with precise probabilities and calculations, guys. That's what it's like to trade with a coach here at Crash Trading, and this is you getting a taste of it. So, guys, come back for more. All right, make sure you subscribe so you never miss a video like this. But most importantly, you want to do this consistently. Schedule a free 20-minute call at crashtraining.com. Join our coaching program. Remember, don't forget to drop a like on the video. Make sure you subscribe, notification bell on. By the way, if you want to join our WhatsApp group, we'll have a link for you down below. You can join our WhatsApp group where I'll send out notifications. I send out earnings tables like this right here, with all the company earnings and everything, guys. We got a bunch of helpful shit for you. As well as, by the way, we also just switched our trading platform from Bybit over to Femex for crypto trading, meaning like when we trade Bitcoin and Ethereum. So also have that link if you want to get started on Femex. But anyways, guys, let's wrap it up. I would say good luck, but you don't need it. Know your probabilities. Stay objective. Stay focused. Stay emotionless. That's how we do it here at Crash Trading, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Take care.